Hi guys, welcome to Sean Watson Davis TV. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we're continuing with our coverage of the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Today we're focusing on love language number 3, which is gifts. Gifts. Flowers, candy, money, gift cards, stocks, food, clothes. Gifts have always been a way to convey love. And gifts are not just the gifts. It's what's behind the gifts. What's behind the gifts? Sacrifice, thoughtfulness. Someone thought about what they were going to give you. Someone was willing to release their finances in order to purchase that gift. So gifts are truly a representation that you matter to the person who's bestowing the gift. So I want you to take a few moments to think about who in your life was willing to sacrifice for you. Who wrote your birthday checks? Who wrote your Christmas gift checks or bought those gifts and took the time to wrap them? Who wrote your graduation gifts, birthdays, Christmases? I mean, the whole thing. Who shows up when there's a loss in your family? Who comforts you when you're feeling down? Who patronizes your lemonade stand? Or when you were selling cookies or candles or candy, fundraising for this and that and the other? Who buys your books when you write them? Who shows up when you're giving a speech? People who go that extra step to sacrifice for you by sharing their resources and putting their time into gifting you. How did that make you feel when you think about it? When you think back on it, were those people esteeming to you? Do you continue to hold them in your hearts because of what they did for you? Think about that for a moment. And opposite of that, who was stingy with you? Who had it to give but wouldn't buy you a gift? Wouldn't come and buy your lemonade? And how did that make you feel? And who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who makes those emotional deposits that are positive? I think you do. And I think it's worth striving for. Because if you like self-help information and you're tuning into this channel, then more than likely you care about caring for others. You want to help yourself because you want to be that vehicle that contributes and helps to strengthen yourself, your family, your relationships. So remember that even when people say, "Oh, you don't have to get me anything," well, they mean that you don't have to get them anything. However, nobody hates gifts. I've never met anyone who said, "I hate it when people give me gifts." So there are seasons in life where people are understanding and maybe they know that they don't want you to sacrifice because they feel like you're not in a position to sacrifice and they want you to know that it's okay. So that makes sense. But if you can, and you have that feeling inside, that desire to give, then do it because it does water self-esteem. It does water a spirit of I'm worth it, I'm loved. That means I'm good. I'm good enough for people to love me and they care for me and admire me and appreciate who I am enough to make these deposits into me. It's good role modeling because we want the generations, when they come of age, we want them to become givers. And that's very important to socialize into children as well, because they receive a lot. And that's good. But we also want to train them to be givers because we want to make deposits. We don't want to be parasites and just take. And we're not putting anything back into the system of creating a civilized, healthy, well self-esteemed family and society. So take good care of your village and remember that the giving of gifts is a love language. In fact, it's the third love language in the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman. An excellent resource for anyone who is serious about relationships and creating strong, healthy families and children. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, explain to me what your experience has been with receiving of gifts, how it felt to you as a child, and maybe even times when someone didn't give you a gift and you felt that they were just being stingy with you, and how that made you feel. Did that make you feel worthwhile? Or was that a negative strike on your sense of well-being in that moment? Did it give you something that you now have to triumph over? Are you now the person who's so stingy that you won't contribute, you only want to take? And did that start in your childhood from experiencing the negative feelings associated with people who won't contribute? They won't sow into you. Give it some thought and leave me a comment. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, share this information, get it way out there, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you.